Kaspa family, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Apologize once again that I wasn't able to give you guys an update last night, but let's get right into today's analysis, really understand, what we're seeing and of course what we could be expecting going into the morning. So looking across the board right now, we're seeing amazing, push towards the upside once again, and that is all thanks to Bitcoin. If you did end up watching my H-bar update, you guys know what's going on, but if you only watch specifically these updates, then obviously, we're going to discuss what's really going on. But if you're looking across the board, pretty much everything seems to be up right now. And as far as Caspa is concerned, it's up 4.3% right now on the daily time frame, with the price currently sitting at 11 cents, up 2.2% in Bitcoin comparative as well. Valuation approaching 2.9 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume has been maintaining itself around the 75 million, which again is quite impressive because remember, we cannot forget that Caspa is still not listed on all the centralized exchanges. So that is something that we cannot ignore. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So I want to start off with this here because I forgot to mention this to you guys in my last update. So about 6 days back, I asked, we are almost halfway through quarter two. What coins are you most bullish on for this quarter? And of course, Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, and I left an option for comment below. And about 190 comments have come in, and the Caspa community really came through. Just look at it for yourself. So many people came down to comment Caspa. This is actually insane. So this also tells me, the Caspa community really are, big supporters of the Crypto ZX channel. And this is something I've known from the beginning, but this just obviously gives me more confirmation. So, shout out to you guys. Thank you for, taking your time out to, comment this. And again, if you want to take part of these, polls, I would recommend you guys to hit that red subscribe button. And right next to it, there's a bell icon. Just hit the notifications on so you're notified every time I, make those polls. But wow, I am very, very impressed as to, how bullish the Caspa community really is. But let's take a look at, what's really happening with the price. So you guys know it's not a Crypto ZX update unless we don't talk about the index. And the index is skyrocketing right now. We actually went up to 64.2%. Kind of makes sense because if you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin is on the, verge of breaking towards an all-time high. We actually went up to $107,000, saw a little bit of a retracement, and the previous resistance that was coming in our way is playing as a level of support, which again is to be expected, especially when you break out of a significant resistance. You do expect that resistance to play as a support once the price does retrace, and that's exactly what has happened for Bitcoin. So I'm loving what we're seeing with BTC, and I think Bitcoin can actually head towards an all-time high sometime this week based off of how close we are. But yeah, amazing, mega bullish moment again for the crypto markets. I am mega bullish, and I cannot be more excited as what is coming for the crypto space. But if you're looking at Caspa here, Caspa is still managing to have a hard time breaking out of that key resistance. Again, you should not be too surprised because this is a significant hurdle coming for the price. We know the history of this key resistance, so I don't really want anyone to be confused at that. And I know a lot of people are going to come out and say, well, Bitcoin is exploding. Why is Caspa having a hard time breaking out of the key resistance? Because dominance has gone up. This is the reason. So that is something that you don't really want to be overlooking. But let's take a look at what's happening with Caspa on the closer time scale. So you can see this for yourself. You can't make this up anymore. We actually retested that key resistance, that neckline, just right at that neckline, and look, we got rejected. So once again, I look for confirmations, and this has been a huge confirmation for us over the last few weeks. But once again, I really want to give you guys a reminder that here we have it right in front of us that this is a major hurdle for the price. We literally wicked up to that, rejected, and back down to 11 cents. So far so good. Liking how Caspa is holding, compared to what we're looking at. Just a quick reminder, people are forgetting about this already. From April 7th, you are still up more than 100%. Here we have it 109% to be exact. So do expect obviously a little bit of choppiness for altcoins, especially if Bitcoin dominance continues to go up. Don't expect explosive moves, into the 61.8, into the 0.50, into the 23.6 super fast, especially if Bitcoin is heading towards all-time highs. You might expect altcoins to lag once again. Not meaning that, altcoins are not going to have a nice reaction, to this Bitcoin move, but in terms of outpacing, that is not what we're looking at as of now, especially, with dominance picking up. But so far, so good. Like what I'm seeing here, of course, I would love to see this key resistance turning into support. If Bitcoin breaks out above 107 tomorrow, I do expect that, Caspa should be able to break out of this key resistance and actually turn that into support once again. But we're going to take it one step at a time. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.